So you guys are all CPR certified, obviously, right? You know, from birth to a year old, you should push 1.5 to 2 inches, okay? Anybody older than that is 2 to 2.4 inches. The rate is the same no matter what, right? So the reason I mention that is the monitor doesn't know how old this kid is that you're putting these pads on. So right now, the way it works is the CPR feedback you get for pediatrics is like a watered down version of the adult feedback, right? The adult is very specific, and it says if you're outside of 2 to 2.4, I'm going to show you yellow numbers. If you're in that range, you're going to have green numbers. Because the monitor does not know how old the kid is, you're always going to have green numbers on the screen, okay? So you could be pushing 8 inches, and the monitor's going to be like, you're doing a great job. Here's green numbers for you. So it's super important if you use these pads to have a visual on the monitor to make sure that you can adjust based on the age of the patient, okay? Because it looks like this. Right? The metronome's the same, right? Because that's the same for everybody. 105 compressions per minute. So every time you hear a beep, you should do a compression. Okay. But see how I'm at 1.7? Still have a green number. If I was pushing 3 inches, right? Almost, still have a green number, okay? So what these numbers represent here on the screen is a large study that was done out of the Children's Hospital of Philadelphia, which is like, it's like our Lurie Children's Hospital, basically. So these are clinicians that are trained to run pediatric arrests, unfortunately, like daily, right? They do it all the time. They found during the study that only 26% of the compressions on these kids were deep enough. And the feedback from the nursing staff and the clinicians was we didn't want to push too deep on these kids because we didn't want to break them, okay? So 74% of the time they weren't pushing deep enough. That's not good. And the reason that's not good is this group that did get compressions that were deep enough were 10 times more likely to survive than the group that didn't get compressions that were deep enough. Does that make sense? So it's extremely important to push deep enough on these kids. The error is usually not pushing aggressively.